Alexa. My hat is too loose. No, I can't. Find the holes. Hi, guys. Good morning. How many of you are all in a sugar coma? Anybody? 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 Do I want to race? Do I look like a racer? Nope, I ain't. And nor do I want to race. Good morning. Happy hump day. Happy November 1st. What the fuck? Time is going by so quickly. I just don't know what to do with time. You've got COVID. Ugh. That reminds me, I forgot to ask my daughter how she's feeling. Merry Christmas. For the love of God. Good morning, Gump. Happy Wednesday. It's November 1st, y'all. It's time to pay bills again. Every time I think about the first, I think of bills and all the money I don't have after I pay them. But happy Halloween. What the hell? Do you have snow yet? We don't get snow here in Sacramento. So no. Time is passing us by in a blink of an eye. As Grandpa would say, time marches on. No, you guys, people are asking me about decorating. I didn't even decorate like I normally do. I can't get to my decorations. I have construction shit everywhere, so most likely I ain't, unless I buy new stuff, decorating for the upcoming holidays. Yeah, fucking bills. I had 3 kids show up last night. So, hi Needle, how are you? It's the first of the month. So sometimes I wait to the 3rd to pay it, just to pretend I have money for a couple days. Yes, Julie, you can. Everything can be sent to Dan's office, Salinger Law Group. That's in Elm Grove, California. Yeah, 3 kids and a shit ton of candy left. I told Dan specifically, hi Vanessa, I said, we need candy, but buy the candy that you don't like, right? Buy it. Buy the shit you don't like. And what did he buy? Hi T, he bought everything he liked. So this fucker was eating candy all night long. Yep. I walked in my room this morning, wrappers everywhere. Oh shit, Judy. 200 and now 50? I know, I don't know. Thanks, Christine. You don't need to run. I've been running for so long that it's just like walking for me. Thanks, Jay. So, yeah. So I opened the door this morning and I was like, well, what the hell? Well, I didn't put the wrappers on the floor. Well, they're not all the wrappers. They're just the little that you ripped up. No, Debbie, abort the mission. That's why you don't buy the things that you like, because then you eat it and then you bitch about how much weight you need to lose or how sick you feel. Y'all oxymorons. Does Dan respect you? No. There's no respect in our marriage. I believe that's why we're so compatible. I think a secret to marriage success is disloyalty, no love, disrespect, and lots of arguing. You have a castle in Scotland. Brass monkey. Got it. Do I have to go in the tower though? I don't have long hair. What was that? Rumpelstiltskin? No love. Julie, there's no love. We're a loveless marriage. Sexless marriage, loveless. Just lots of disrespect. Disloyal. Shit. I was just on a date last night. Getting on like Donkey Kong with, my friend. Yes, y'all. For the love of Pete. For the love of Pete. Marriages can't last if there's no respect. Marriage don't last if there's disloyalty. Marriage don't last if there's no love for the love of God. In order to get through life with a partner, you must have all of the above. Did you hit? Yes, I did, Sally. Right here. Hit the spot, Danielle. Good morning, Chantal Vincent. Como ça va? Today's Wednesday. How were the shoes? It is the new month. Does anybody, speaking of a new month, which ones of y'all are those people who every time the first rolls around, you say, all right, this is the month. This is the month. This is the month. Things are changing. How many of you say A? I did, Sally. Yes, I did. I said it. I said yes. Morning, yes. You Grammy Juju, you're one of those. Today we are starting fresh. I'm starting the new me, right? Hi, Lavender Ray. Well, let's do it. Stop putting it the fuck off. Okay? Let's do it. Let's get it. Whatever your goals are for the month. Let's go slow. Take baby steps. I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why we fail is because we set too many expectations for ourselves. Too many expectations for yourself. So you set yourself up for failure. It's simple. It's a self-fulfilled prophecy. You need to set small goals each week and continue to add on to those, and you will be more successful. Make the bed every day. That is one key thing you need to do every day. Make your fucking bed. Absolutely. Because if you don't make the bed, every start of your day is going to leave you up for just chaos and disarray during your day. Yes, and Christine, that is why people fail all the time, because all you do is you say, okay, it's the first time I'm doing it and I'm doing it hard. I'm gonna clean eat, no dessert, no booze, no this, and I'm going to the gym every day. Too many things. Too many things. Let's start with the first goal for the week. User, I'm going to the gym at least 3 days this week. 3 days. Promise yourself 3 days. Those of you who want to jump in the clean eating, don't jump in. Start making small adjustments. Small adjustments, right? Just start off small. No soda. I'm not going to drink soda. Or I'm going to have 1 soda a day. There's so many little things that can add up and do what you need to do. Baby steps. That's the key to success. Not cold turkey. Nobody can do it cold turkey. Very few people can. I can. Set small goals. I need to make my bed every day. That's easy. You can make your bed every day. You should make it. Get out of bed, make it. Yes, you have to keep moving. That's one of the things that I realized is that the key to life is movement. Whether you're on a specific routine with exercise, you just gotta move throughout the whole day. I used to be able to keep up with myself when my health has gotten the best of me. Yes, but Christine, that's why you have to set small things, small baby steps for yourself. Because the minute you don't do those baby steps, that's when you fail. And then it's self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, how many of you self-sabotage? The majority of you, I bet. Good job, Jason. 78 pounds, that's a huge loss. Congrats. So let's stop this self-sabotage. Let's stop it. I took apart Grandpa's whole bed yesterday. He had blood all over it from all of his falls, and it was just time. His wounds are healing. So I thought it was a great time now to wash. I took off his blankets, washed his blankets. He is in a fresh room. I love that. That makes me, even when I do it for myself, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. I need a podcast down. I always tell that to Dan. And he's like, get your podcast every morning. You're on here. I heard a lot of y'all are getting snow. I've been walking on eggshells. Yep, you need to think bigger. GSR, I don't know if you were here yesterday. Yes, don't. No, Judy. You got to make it right away. You can't wait. The minute Dan is up, I go in and I make the bed. Flip the mattress. You have a mattress you can flip. I can't flip my mattress. Hi, Charles. It was freezing. I wonder if Grandpa notices my fresh bed. I heard Dan telling him last night, he's like, everything is fresh. Danielle washed your whole bed. So, anywho, I wonder if he notices, it smells so much fresher in there. Do you notice that everybody, yes, and that's the same thing. And there was this colonel or this big guy in the army. I didn't even know it until I started preaching, make the bed. That's the first stop in the day. The first start is making your bed. That starts your path of accomplishment. That starts your path of trying to keep things neat and orderly. If you don't, your bed stays messy, your room stays messy, guaranteed everything else in your life is messy. Chicken choker, Jesus. Hi, Shirley. I need to lose 140 pounds. Baby steps, Layla. Baby steps. Don't look at, and that's, I think a lot of people, we all focus on how much we need to lose. How about stop focusing on the number? It's very discouraging, right? I need to lose 30 pounds. Shit. Instead of focusing on that end result, focus on you. Focus on what you can do to control the ultimate goal. But stop looking at the grand scheme of things, right? Me too, Judy. Dan is so horrible with that. So don't look at it like I need to lose 140 pounds. Look at it like I'm ready. I'm ready to be better. I'm ready to make healthier choices. I'm ready to get my life in check. How important these things are in life. Kids will see it eventually. Kids will see it eventually. You can't, I gotta pee already. You can't show somebody something they don't want to see until they see it. And typically that comes with age. I have no magical powers, I promise you. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Already, I know, 14 minutes in and I'm already pissing myself. Shit. We'll get back to the motivation check in a second here. Grandpa and Dan were in the bathroom, so I had to go to the other one. And then I thought I was gonna have an emergency, but I didn't. Do humans get their anal glands released? I'm just asking for a friend. Anyhow, I feel like I need anal glands, like expressed or something. Anywho, I was thinking about when I went to the bathroom, you know, how we are our own problems, right? We are our own problems. We set ourselves, like I said, write a book. I don't think so. Furnace got clean this morning. Woohoo, get it, girl. We need to be better. You know, nobody teaches us that we should be easing into situations. Everybody says, make a goal and achieve it, right? But people don't realize that sometimes making a goal is so overwhelming that we fail from day one. So my job and my goal for you guys is realizing set baby steps. And it starts with making the bed. It does. It absolutely starts with making your bed. I don't know about you. Do we have normal bed makers in here? If I don't make my bed, and if Dan stays in the bed too long, even though I'm not sleeping in it, I feel like I can't start my day. I can't do it. I just can't. I know, gifted. I do that shit all the time and I buy a new one. I don't wait, I just buy. Layla, I've been doing this for a long time. And don't compare yourself to other people. That's another one. Do not compare yourself to other people. Because we are all made differently. We genetically, our metabolisms and our body styles are all different. So you cannot compare every morning. But you know what's interesting is I sleep upstairs, right? I don't make the bed upstairs. I don't make it because I sleep on top of the covers and then I have one blanket on top. I have to make the one downstairs. It's weird. But I do make Andrew's bed every day. Yes, messy bed, feel like shit. It's your whole life. You know, we compartmentalize everything. And it just is a sign. If you're not making your bed and you're lazy, guess what? It is gonna show your true colors. Your house is gonna be messy, disorganized, and so is your life. Yes, Sally, stop comparing yourself to others. Because that's one of those things is we can't be like somebody else. You are you for a reason. Control what you can fix about yourself. That's it. Especially women. Do any men that are here, do you guys compare yourself to other men? Or is it not something that is in your repertoire? I don't know. But women are horrible. I want that. Well, why can't I look like her? Look at her skin. How come mine's not like that? Look at how beautiful her eyes are. I wish I had her eyes. Look at that hair. Why do I have such shitty hair? Why can't I have beautiful hair? Why do I have what I have? It's horrible. It's horrible. We make our own selves feel bad, right? It's our fault. It's our fault. Self-loathing, self-sabotage starts with us. Oh, that's cool, Shirley. Lucky. You can be beautiful. There's a lot of pimp women and men who are probably some of the most good-looking people on the planet, but there's ugliness inside. Look at all the trolls, you know? You don't even have to be that beautiful on the outside, but your inner beauty makes you so beautiful, right? So for those of you who aren't making the bed, let's start with that. And that's not like that's an everyday thing. That's something that you have to do every day. Because in order to get your life on track and organize as much as you can, you've got to start with your bed. Because I can guarantee you, once that becomes a habit, everything else, you'll want more. You know, oh, stop it. Charlotte said I'm ugly, but I'm a damn good person. Well then, Charlotte, you're beautiful then. How long do I run for? Every day's different. When y'all keep me busy yapping, sometimes longer than I think. 21 days to create a habit. Absolutely, Danny. Is Dan conceited? No. Dan is the least, the only thing he ever wanted in his life was a family, a nice house, and a Porsche. He accomplished all those things. If you see Dan, he can give two shits about what he's wearing, what he looks like, and all that stuff. Also, you guys, sometimes confidence is a sign of insecurities, right? Sometimes confidence is a sign of insecurities. So yes, as far as Dan's concerned, his Porsche is 20 years old or more. He doesn't give two shits. He knows that he will never, ever waste money on a car like that again. And that's why he will have it to the day he dies. Well, Andrew wants it, so, you know. But no, he's not conceited. Who looks at Dan and says, man, he's conceited? He is far from it. He is far from it. You know, he is very modest about what he has, what he does, and even at the times that we made money, you know, I'm talking money. He was never flashy. Never flashy. He never bragged about it. You know, it was not him. He's never been that way. You know, we've made it. We made money that most people in their lifetime will never experience. We've done it all. And look at him today. He's happier without it. Me, not so much, but he's happier without it. Hi, Boomba. So, you know, he made a choice. Money is not important for him. It was fun making it. He did it. He accomplished those things in life that he always wanted to. But what in the end he realized, it doesn't matter. It's more important. And being that ego-driven with money and this and that, you know, puts them in other situations health-wise that aren't so good. You know, most people who are that powerful at money-wise, make a lot, they're not healthy for various reasons, whether abusing alcohol, drugs, or both. They're highly stressed. You know, they get this ego that leads them down unhappiness, right? Disloyalty to their families, and so on and so forth. So it wasn't important to him that much to continue. Now, could we have continued on that path? Yes. It's easy to do, given his degree. Well, and Dee, that's what he said. And you know, with Dan's profession, let's be real, he doesn't really have to chase. You know, he's lucky in that sense that he's an attorney and he doesn't have to put much effort in if he wanted to. But it's not important enough for him. And he still practices, but very little. Yeah, and you know, there was a point in time, I'm gifted, and I'm gonna tell you stories. When we started off with soccer, Jennifer was 7, 8, right? And that was about the time Dan was we were making money, lots of money. And, you know, he bought his Porsche, used, by the way, and still was smart. And, you know, he was giving. So during soccer tournaments, he would buy dinners, he would buy lunch, he would buy these things because to him, he wanted to, right? He wanted to do those things because he could. And most everybody on that team couldn't do that much, right? After the first, second year, people just expected it. People expected it. People and I hated the expectation. I hated the expectation. And at that point in time, I was very conservative with money. I wasn't too flashy. I just didn't spend money, which I should have. Shit, back when I had it, what was wrong with me? But I hated that people looked to us as like, oh, well, they can afford it. They can do it, right? They can, whatever. Dan, you getting lunch today? I didn't like that. People coming to him when they had legal problems, and still do today, and expect a free ride. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like it. If I want to do it, that's fine, but don't expect us to do it. But that's Dan. Even today, he still does things for free for people. And I'm like, bruh, it's taking your time. We're spending gas. The least you can do is charge them half or, give them a little bit of thing. Because we still have to live. So is Dan conceited? No. Somebody conceited would walk around and name brand shit. Image is important, all image. And he would charge everybody everything, and he does not. It's hard, and I don't like it. I don't like the expectation. I think it's shitty. I think it's people, I have a friend that got into a lot of trouble one time. And this is just if you're watching, I'm just using you as an example. She got into a lot of trouble. She was going through a divorce, and we used to help her in ways during those hard times is to babysit for us, right? So we'd give her money to help support her family for babysitting. We used her. That was our way of helping. And she got into pickles, and Dan was always front and center with her, fighting the battles and not charging her because she didn't have a pot to piss in. That's okay. When you don't have a pot to piss in, that's okay. And if he wants to do it, let him do it. But here's my thing. There was a level of expectation, right? Now that she's doing well, now that, her life has turned around, like gratitude a little bit. Like I love her and I try not to expect things and I don't. But God, I would be like, dude, here's dinner on me for everything you did for me to help you. We help them, Yes, gifted, that's a good way to do it. Every time you want to smoke, walk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. My person would be embarrassed. If I couldn't do it back then, fine, I get it. But later in life, when I was better, have money, do things, I would have shown my appreciation, but people don't do that. People don't do that. If you're friends with us, they expect it. And I don't like that. And it doesn't even have to be anything financial. It can be a simple card, just a simple card. Thanks for everything you did. I really appreciate it. And still calls him to this day and asks for his opinions on stuff. That shit pisses me off. I don't like that shit. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Anywho. Ed is better. 100% better. He's 91. So it's gonna take time, you guys. I fell, over a week ago on Tuesday. That's petty, Scott. Go to church. What's church gonna do for me, Scott? What's church gonna do for me? Because that's not gonna help. my so-called pettiness that I had. No, Scott, when people do things for you, you should say thank you. You should say thank you. You should appreciate it in other ways. Didn't you not just hear me say it doesn't have to be financial, Scott? A fucking card, a handwritten card is good enough, Scott. I need to go to church for that. Please. Maybe you need to go to church because it looks to me that you are full of negativity and you like to go on creators' pages and cast your stones. To me, that's somebody who needs to get help somewhere else. I'm sure most people can get a card in the mail. Like, it just never ceases to amaze me, the expectations that people have. That's it. Don't expect. Exactly, Donna. For all of you guys, everybody believes in different things, whether it's religion, church, and praying. But Donna, you're right. You can worship anywhere. Gratitude does go a long way. Nooch, I've only been running for about 30 minutes. I am the wife of the sun. Yes. So anywho, there's nothing wrong with my expectations. There's nothing wrong with setting my boundaries. And there's nothing wrong with me expecting a little thank you. That's the least you can do. If you're trying to quit smoking, I wouldn't go to a vape. My personal opinion, if you want it. They do have those nicotine patches that, a lot of people go, oh, hi, Jenny Boo. You're welcome. You have to be nice to yourself. A lot of people, right, when the vapes came out, they went straight to the vapes to quit smoking, but you're still inhaling shit. We don't know what's in there. Now, a lot of people have started using those nicotine patches to help get through nicotine gum. Maybe what you can do is start slow. Like, how many cigarettes do you smoke in a day? And start giving yourself, little goals of, okay, if I'm smoking 10 cigarettes a day, I'm gonna try to cut it in half. Go out, smoke a couple puffs, put it out and walk away. Start backing yourself off. That's how I would do it, especially if I was a long-term smoker. 3 a day, that's good. So now break it up. See if you can break it up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or just if you have that craving, go out, take a puff, inhale, enjoy it, put it out, and save it. They say you might as well just smoke cigarettes if you're gonna vape. I've known a lot of people who, don't stop doing half. Take a couple puffs and not long-winded drags, and then maybe, or go down to the nicotine patches. Now, I love those patches. Occasionally I drink, I had a glass and a half of wine last night, and I put one in. I love it, because it gives me an extra little kick that I like. Popcorn lungs, I gotta pee again. Shit. Spread it out. And that, I think, is the best thing for me. I couldn't do it cold turkey if I was, right? Hold on. It helps cut down. You just take an inhale, enjoy it, put it out, and walk away. And try to go longer and longer. Hold on a second. had a nice long conversation with Ed while I was in the bathroom. He just came right in, and he was sitting down the last I saw, and then I went there, and he comes in, oh, I'm sorry, and then proceeds to talk to me, and I'm like, Ed, can I finish? So sorry, it took a little minute because Ed was yapping at me, and I couldn't finish while he was in there talking to me. Shit. I'm like, Ed! Dan had to come in and intervene so I could finish. He's just like, oh, okay, well, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, can I finish? Yeah, I know, but I was gonna go pee. I'm like, I know, but I gotta pee. I gotta finish first. I can't go with you staring at me. It is like a toddler sometimes. Totally a little. Emily, Dan's side of the house has been heated forever, and that's another reason why I wouldn't be able to like sleep in there again, because Grandpa and him are one side of the house, and my like upstairs, Andrew and I like it cold. So I think this morning my upstairs was like 54 degrees. Dan has it this side of the house at like 71. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't sleep there anymore. So like I'll sit with him for like 10 minutes before I go to bed. I'm like, I gotta get out. I'm sweating. This is horrible. So I go to my icebox upstairs. Oh, Bucky Brown, not my favorite person by any means, yet you stopped by to say hi. Do you not think before you write, bruh? We all need a little something to get through the day and night. It's life. He does feel comfortable. Mukhinder, he does feel comfortable with me. He looks for me. So it's really crazy that for whatever reason, people are always like, well, why does he not forget your name? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And when times are tough, when he's scared, who does he come to? Me. Why is that? I don't know. Hi, Jeb. Because what's really interesting, if you look at our past history, right? We were very contentious, like I told you about. So it's weird that he looks to me for those times, because what does he have? He has his long-term memory. So to me, that just shows me that even though we went to blows, right, he still appreciated me. He still saw who I was, the true person behind, our shit, right? Our shit. And he trusts me. He knows, right, I'm gonna do the shit. He knows that I'm gonna care for him in the thick of, yeah, I think he has. And that's what he remembers. I think he remembers the respect. That's it. Hi, Lisa. Of course his kids love him, right? But for me, it's crazy to me. It is really crazy. But it is what it is. So, yeah, again, think about that before, trolls, you come at me, because he's always looking for me. You see him at night, who does he come to? Me. I'm always there. You notice Dan's very rarely around in those times during the day when I'm recording, right? Why is that? Because I'm with him. No, we did not get along. He was very stubborn. I was very stubborn. I had boundaries. He doesn't. And yeah, pretty much. And he was an ass. Yeah, Marlene, but he does sometimes. Yesterday, he wasn't believing me a couple times. He's starting to feel better. So when he's feeling better, he's spicy. So a couple times, like last night, normally I could get him to take his pills, right? He wouldn't take them last night for me. I already took them. No, you didn't, Ed. I give you your pills every night. Yes, I did. You don't know. But I do know. Dr. Wong, who's Dr. Wong? Well, he's your heart doctor. So he says after dinner, nope, Nope, I took him. So it took me about 5 minutes. Finally, Dan was passing through. And I said, well, it's on you. Hi, Creepa. Because I could wring his neck, open his mouth, and shove them down. So anywho, Ronaldo wrote, "You're mean," says the guy writing on my life. Noggin, Ronaldo, noggin. You're calling me mean. Huh, but what are you? Think. Do they not think? Like, isn't that, what? I mean, okay. Gifted, get it. Old story, boring, but yet you're here, bottom line. Yet you're here watching and inflicting your ugliness to people who stay here and enjoy it. Again, think before you write. Think, brain, before you type. Think before you write. Y'all look like idiots. How many miles have I covered? So never argue with elderly and nonsense. Marlene. Oh, Marlene. Oh, Marlene, Marlene. Do you have a clue? I bet you are that one on top of the mountains, spreading your spew of perfection and being perfect and criticizing everybody who is human. Yes, Marlene. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, chocolate chip. Sometimes it's hard not to respond to nonsense, and or sometimes you argue. Yes, you have to. When it comes down to taking pills, Marlene Jenkins, you have to argue with them. So I'm just gonna walk away and say, okay, don't take your pills, honey pie. That's right. You don't need to take them to keep your heart fucking going. And your blood thinners that keeps your fucking heart going. Seems logical to me, right, Marlene? He loves Hannah. Loves Hannah. Sometimes arguing is necessary, Marlene Jenkins. Have you ever argued with anybody in your life? I'm sure you have, but yet you like to cast your ugliness and you like to pretend that you, my friend, are perfect. But I can guarantee you, if I spent a day with you, I would find out you ain't. You ain't. Anyhow, good morning, y'all. Do I live in a cul-de-sac? Yes. Good morning, Cheech. Chi-Chi. He loves Hannah. He's always like, Hannah's probably, aside from Andrew, because Andrew was super little and used to run away from Grandpa. Hannah would be the one who allowed him to kiss her, you know? Imagine a day without trolls. Very rare, but it does happen. The Jeep Renegade is Jennifer's. She calls it a cube. It gets, I like it. It drives bigger than it is, if that makes sense. Hello from Tennessee. How you doing out there in the hillbilly hills of the mountains? I love my Nashville. I was born and raised, for a little bit anyway. You have a nursing pra, okay? And what does that make you? Because you have a nursing pra, it doesn't make you anything important to me in my situation. And if you had a nursing pra, you would know that every situation is different, and every person is different, and you would know better than to not criticize and or tell somebody how to do it their way, especially when they are successful. with what they do, right? Most medical professionals say, you know what, you're right, there's no black and white. And if it works for you, bravo, bravo. Marlene, stick to what you do and focus on the people who are asking. Because for me, we've done it for over 2 years. We know what works for Ed. May not work encouraging him. Okay, that works with his short-term memory loss, right? Yay, Ed! Come on, take one for the team. 2 seconds later, he forgets Marlene. So, no, that doesn't work. How we do it works. And guess what, Marlene? Sometimes we walk away, 2 minutes later, he remembers again. But yes, reality orientation. Do you know what that is? Well, you would know if you know that that's really important for Ed. Reality orientation is very important for him. He's fact-based. He's fact-based. Fact-based. And if you watch enough videos, you know he asks specifics. People say, why do you say my house? Because a lot of times he says, well, this isn't my house. This is your house, right? Because he knows. Marlene, instead of telling me what I'm doing wrong, why don't you encourage the caregivers that are doing it? Encourage them with what works for them. That's it. Little words of advice back to ya. But being the caregiver, that would be so hard. Michelle, and that's the hard thing, right? Is that I'm not in a phase. We hopefully never have to go through that phase with Ed, right? I hate it, Nick. I mean, Nick, sometimes like you get really good advice in the beginning, right? When you're just starting to go through it, that is fine. But now that we're over 2 years in, I can tell you there has been nobody who has told me something that I haven't already done, don't already do, or try, right? In the beginning, like the shot glass thing with pills, the best fucking thing ever.
May I?
The best fucking thing ever.
What?
He wants to promote.
Yes. Hello. They can't see me.
Okay, well, Dan, I'm not stopping to run because you need to talk.
Well, I'm promoting. There's a video up on YouTube right now. I think it's a 6-minute video, and it is it's a goodbye note to my family that I wrote when I was in a hospital bed and I thought I was dying. And no one's seen it. Danielle still never read it. My kids haven't read it. Everyone's reading it.
Here, I'll go pee while you
All right.
talk, because you're bugging me.
Go ahead. You had to pee anyway.
No, I don't, but I'll do it.
She doesn't have to pee, but she's going to go pee anyway.
I can always pee.
She can always pee. So this is the most personal thing I've ever posted. It'll probably 6 minutes of just me talking, so I'm sure there will be nobody will watch it all the way through, but it's a really personal video. I hope you guys check it out. I'm going to post the whole thing on TikTok as well later today, but it's up on YouTube for anyone who's interested. It's hard. Bring some tissue. It's under DSAL NorCal 1534, I think. Dan Salinger. Leave her alone. She's peeing. So it's there. I don't know, it's different than most of the videos I post, but I posted it because we're heading into the holiday season and there's been a lot of talk about suicide. I ran across a poem that I wrote on suicide, and I was reading some of the comments, so it was in my head, and it's just a message I want to put out to tell everyone to hang in there, and whatever you're going through right now, things will get better. She's back. I'm feeling okay, Samantha. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tonight on the live.
He's going to the bathroom.
He is? Again?
Yeah. Well, I just left it, and going. Anyhow, I just went to the bathroom. Grandpa was almost in there with me again. I'm tough. You don't realize, DM, that I have been dealing with this guy for 24 hours. I watched him cry all day yesterday. All day he was crying. All day he was emotional about his feelings. So I'm not tough. I've been through it. You guys are just seeing it now, but I've been listening to him since mid-afternoon yesterday about it. Anyhow. Hi, Laura. Dan was, oh yeah, he was all day. Because he was reading that, right? So he was re-encanting his emotions, how he was feeling during that time, what he was feeling, his being scared, and feeling like he didn't know if he was going to make it for his family. So it's very emotional when you're writing something and tweaking the things that you wrote to put on social media, you know. Ed did finally poo, I think so. So yeah, so he used to never be emotional until he hit about 42. And then Marlene, oh, honey, sweet pea, enough. He's not a burden. He does not feel like a burden. That just shows you how you haven't been around enough to know our journey and how Ed is. Ed expected his kids to take care of him. There was an expectation that he was going to be with somebody in his family. So he has never once even thought that he would be a burden. Marlene, please don't tell me what you think, because you were wrong. And you were completely off the cuff with what you think. Trust me when I tell you that, no, that's what makes Ed, Ed. That's what makes Ed, Ed. It makes Ed, Ed, because there was expectations. Ed never thought he was a burden. And would never, even to this day, if his mind was 100% right. Marlene's on the other side. You don't want to see it. All she's doing is chapping my hide. No, Liz, she's on. I have two things on here. Marlene's trying to justify herself. But Marlene, stick to what you do. I'll stick to what I do. Because what I do works. What I know, and you don't. And you should respect what works for us. Because you don't need a medical degree to be a professional at caregiving, right? You don't need that. You need experience. You need to know their personalities, their flaws, and everything in between. He does not worry he's a burden to us. Please, girl, if you like it here, stop. Because you're starting to get on my fucking nerves. Anywho, my brothers didn't do anything. But Mr. Mark, you have to realize that, and I tell people this all the time, is that it's nobody's job to take care of their parents. It's nobody's job. It becomes the job of the people who stand up to the plate, right? You can't get mad for anybody who doesn't want to do it if you do. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Mark and Dan decided to take care of their father. It's not their other siblings' responsibilities if they don't want to participate. That's it. You got to get over that anger. You got to get over that anger. The thing is like, I don't mind opinions. You know what I mean? I don't mind opinions, but what I do mind is you not listening and understanding what I'm trying to tell you and how I'm trying to correct you. You don't know Ed. I think we have talked about his personality many times, and those of you who don't argue back know, like, you know, it is what it is. But I don't need people telling me how Ed feels, because that's not. I'm telling you that. It's your opinion, that's fine, but don't keep trying to push your opinions on me to make me think or try to correct me on the truth about Ed. He wants his happiness for his children. He's always wanted that. It doesn't mean he thinks he's a burden. And he's never thought that, nor does he at this point. When Dan says, Dad, you live with the kids, many times he has said, well, that's good, I should. That's good. This is where I want to be. Again, not a burden. He doesn't feel like he is. I go into it, there's a big difference. I go in and I have told my kids, I don't want you taking care of me. I don't want to be a burden. Ed never said that. He expected it. Plain and simple. You can have your opinion, but stop pushing it on me. I'm telling you how he is. Hi, Starlet, how are you? Anyhow. I mean, for the most part, like, you guys see what I say, right? Like, you can see it. Those of you who watch it and are very in tune to us and to Ed, do you see? Or is it just me living my own little fantasy with Ed? Do you see the stubbornness he has? Do you see the expectation he has? Yeah, like, it's not just me talking out my bloated ass, right? And I don't mind the opinions, right? I don't mind the opinions. But when you keep trying to convince me otherwise, it just bugs me. Because to me, I think we have set the stage, right? So clear as day. I mean, of course, I lived it for 26 years or longer, right? But I know him. Even knowing him before this disease, right? Which you guys don't know, but you can see it. People message me and they're like, holy shit, like, I can see that look. And sometimes people say, holy shit, he gave you the look. That's that look, right? The look he gives me when he's ready to pounce, even though he may not pounce as hard as he used to. Ooh, you can see it in his face. You see the snarkiness. He's feeling better. He grabbed something out of my hands yesterday. I grabbed it back. He grabbed it back. I grabbed it again. All the while with the look. That's life. You know? That's life. What does he want to pounce on me for? Well, sometimes if I'm like, hey, those are my stuff, you know, I'll take that. And he'll be like, no. My mail's here too. No, Ed. You know, different things he gets frustrated with. Because he thinks at moments that we're living with him, right? Oh, Marlene Jenkins. Oh. This woman. The professional. No shit, he's bored, Marlene. No shit. Stop pointing out the fucking obvious. For fuck sakes. Moneymaker. She's bored, obviously. For the love of fucking God. No, Christine got her. Christine was tired of her too. Here's the thing. I know, for fuck's sake, man. Woo! She was like a little pit bull. You know, those little terriers. Never mind. Those fucking yapping things that don't like anybody but their owner. I can have all the activities for Ed to do, right? And this is what fucking people don't see. I can have all the activities for him to do. He can sit there over an hour and sometimes get frustrated and be done with it, right? And he's calm. Maybe sometimes I can get him, he's overworked his mind, and he can be like calm after doing an activity 45 minutes, but he's not going to remember, right, that he did something. He's not going to remember that he wasn't bored a second ago. You know, like, you cannot possibly keep somebody with his mind, his ADHD mind, right, busy the whole fucking day. Can't do it. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. No shit, he's bored. You can give him things to do. Yeah. And she won't, well, and Ed, for the most part, I've been lucky. Lately this week, he really hasn't done much because he's healing, right? He's not his normal self. So I haven't really have a bucket of socks maybe I can give him today. But, you know, and I'm not going to take the time. I don't always have the time to go and do them again, put in there, do it again. To me, that's cruel. You know, I'm like, I can have him do coins a couple times a day, but any more than that, it's like, I feel bad doing it, you know? He was a handful. He's a major alpha male. He's a control freak. He doesn't care about your feelings. If it's what he wants to do, he's doing it. Jeanette, have you been here a long time? And you may be new, with all due respect, I don't know. Jeanette says, why not send him to a retirement home for daily activities? Not to live just for one activity. Jeanette, I would expect that you would know if you weren't new. Ed, do you think Ed would be away from his family? Well, then you should know that if you watch him all the time with Dan, then you should know that's the last thing Ed would want. Could you imagine us dropping him off around strangers? He doesn't do activities. He's never been a game player. He's never been social. The only time he's social is with his family. I think it's clear as day, you know? He wouldn't want it. You should see his eyes. I mean, when they toured a nursing home, the panic in his face. No. All he does all day long is worry about his family. So, if he's bored, then he's bored, but he's with family. And he's not like, he won't do arts and crafts. He's not gonna paint. I barely just got him doing socks because he thinks it's helping me. He wouldn't do it before. I got him to do coins. Hey, we're going to the bank. Can you do this? You know, don't you think we would love to be able to drop them off and have a couple hours to where we can, you know, not have that stress? It's just not feasible for us. It's not feasible for Ed. So no. Okay, bye Needle, have a good one. Yes, Michelle, super independent, very family oriented. His kids were his life, right? He would show up to their work every day. He would show up to their work. So in order for him to get them to stop, they said, let's go to lunch, right? He didn't care. Social awareness was never there for him. Luckily, majority of his kids were self-employed, but still, social awareness is not a strong suit for most Salingers. Summit Kelly, that would be so cool. I wish, you know, he did live in a retirement community, and all the older, you know, husband and wives, they would go play bocce ball, and they would go to the gym. They would meet for cards. They would play dominoes. They would do all these things, and they would say, come on, Ed, come hang out with us. No, he doesn't, he's never been like that. So he's never going to be like that, you know? Luckily, a lot of patients who had dementia or Alzheimer's, they've had some sort of experience with those things. Bocce ball, yeah. GSR, I would never. The look in his eye, you know, sometimes, you know, he looks at me and he's like, where are we? You know, I said, just stay in the car, I'll be right back, you know? Yeah, no, I could never imagine him in a, no, he would die. He would die. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, and you know, I think, Sean, those adult systems, care centers, day centers, do well for a lot of individuals, you know? A lot of individuals who I think were happy, healthy, social, you know, not for Ed. He's never been social. Just social with his family, that's it. Yeah, he doesn't believe he's old, right? So he thinks he's in his 60s, 70s half the time. So when I say, you know, people, you don't have to tell him he's 91. The fuck I don't. The fuck I don't. I have to remind him that he's 91. Because if not, he's trying to pick up couches and move them, and that would break him. Could you imagine? You know? I have to tell him he's not. Reality orientation is very important for Ed. He needs the facts. You cannot give him hogwash because you try to tell him something like, somebody sent those keys. Well, why is my name on these? Well, because they're your keys. They aren't my keys. These aren't mine. You know? Sean, it's tough, and it's a learn as you go. You know, you can watch all these professionals, right? Preaching on, trying to teach on dementia and Alzheimer's. But like when we started doing it and people were like, you should watch Tifa Snow. We do. She has great ideas. But Ed's a stubborn fucking ass, you guys. Oh, Isaac. He's a stubborn ass. You can't approach Ed in many situations that we have with him the way Tipa does. The textbook, you know, black and white, you can't do it. It doesn't work for him. So you can invest all the time you want and you can learn, and maybe some of those things will work for you. And that's great. And a lot of the other stuff is experience, figuring it out. You know, unfortunately, there is no black and white. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no black and white. Each individual is different. And you just kind of do it, you know? You wing it. And you try new things. And you fail. And then what worked 5 minutes ago may not work tomorrow, you know? It is what it is. It is what it is. People are like, oh, you should read this book. First of all, I don't want to read it. I've done this long enough with Ed to know. Now, if I was going into the career of caregiving, then maybe I would do it. But I am a professional with my situation, nobody else's. And that's it. It's just one of those things. And you learn as you go. Watching, seeing how there's a lot more families that are showing their journey on here. So, and every personality is different, you know, on here. So to me, I'm visual. Reading doesn't help me. I'm more hands-on. So watching other people, but you know, that's another thing is that, you know, I question, you know, we are pretty normal, you know, we're not normal, but we're pretty truthful with the way, you know, what we do. I still have skepticism, you know, people, the same way, right, that some people are probably skeptical of me and they think I put Ed over my knee and smack his fanny when I'm mad at him. But we're pretty truthful, you know. We don't show you all the time the bad parts, right? But we share that we aren't perfect. We tell you that we fail many times a day. We tell you that we lose our shit. I feel like in sometimes our situation is different than some of the ones that I've seen, because I feel like we show more of the like day, like for me, right? I'm showing you stuff when it's me and him, or, you know, I'm showing you background to a nighttime ritual or his third time up. All right, this is his third time. Let's show you guys what it is. So for me, I feel like we have a different technique with showing things. I feel like it's more behind the scenes, right? Hi, Benji. And I think that's really important because you see how we do things in different times, and you hear different voices, you hear different things, and there's a reason for it all, right? Well, well, GSR, people will beg to differ. I think, I don't know, like some of the things that I see others doing, I'm like, you know, I just worry. I don't know. Like, I don't know with the Nana that is like really abusive and shit. Like, how calm can you be all day? You know, I think that's what it is, Pat. I feel like we're more realistic. You know, Dan has a lot of conversations with his dad. You know, a lot of the stuff you see. Yes, there's a lot of contention and there's arguing and yelling off, you know, off camera, because when you're in a frustrated phase, you know, when you're trying to do other things and you've got Ed coming in for the 10th time in a row, you know, I need my keys, you know, yeah, you're going to lose your shit. Caregiving is not for the faint of heart. I mean, I lose my shit every day, you know, I get frustrated every day. There's not a day that I'm like, oh, Ed, for the love of Pete, give me a minute, you know, or I don't talk, or I don't respond to him because, thank you, Kelsey, because, you know, I'm frustrated and I've already talked so much that I can't do it anymore. Ba boom ba. I can't do it anymore, you know, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm still loving on him, you know, in my way, right? By sometimes if I feel like he's not walking great, I pick him up. Is that for the camera? No. That's what we do. That's real. That's real concern. That's real heartbreak. That's real worry. You know, how many times a day that I go in, I'm like, Dan, I'm really worried about him, you know? But it doesn't mean that I don't get frustrated. It doesn't mean that sometimes I want to hit my head against the brick wall, you know? No, Sean, we were not. We were not. Because he's stubborn, and so am I. But to me, that's realistic. That's what I want to see. I want to see the non-perfect moments. And I show those moments, you know? Do I show the yelling and the screaming? No. Because I don't want to do it because I know it will get a shit ton of views. Could you imagine how viral those things will go? And I don't want to do it for that, you know? I don't want to do it for that. I would do it if it was, you know, for the caregivers out there who need to see those sides. But I do it when I'm more clipped, right? I'm doing it for when I'm more frustrated. And there's reasons why. Because it was probably done 50 times before that, right? And I have been quiet and I have to get more clipped. I have to get more clipped. I have to get firmer and direct with my voice because it wasn't working before. So we show those moments, you know. We try to be as real as possible without, you know, I just don't always think it's right? And this is where, you know, people question the dignity, right? of Grandpa, and they think we don't uphold his dignity. Well, we don't show him in bed anymore. That's something that we don't like to do, or I'll cut it out. Or if you see me putting him in bed, I don't show it anymore. I just push it off of me, because to me that's privacy, right? We don't talk about, other than when Grandpa brings up his BM, but we try to keep his undergarments and all that stuff private, unless you're a caregiver and you really need to know. So there's a lot of things that we try to do for his dignity. But for the things that we believe are touching or learnable or impactful, we would do it. I think that, you don't think that we could have shit go viral if, when Ed's contentious, it would throw everybody for a tizzy, right? They'd be like, holy shit. Dan also took the time to show how he wanted to show his dad. Does that make sense? Almost like, I don't want to say character because it's him, but he chose the personality that he wanted to remember his dad by, right? He wants people to see that side of his dad. So he did create that journey. And for a long time, right, I had to figure it out myself and he'd be like, nope, I don't want that clip. Nope, I don't want that. I don't like that, for various reasons. So there are a lot of times that, now I've been doing it for so long now. I'm like, what do you think about this? He's like, just take that out, but I think that's okay, type of a thing. So, Shirley, no. Unfortunately, Salingers aren't that way. It's really hard to explain the Salinger brain. I have said that a long time ago. I have said that, all their brains need to be studied in science, in a laboratory, especially Ed's, since he was the main originator to all the offspring. But no, it doesn't work that way with them. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, right? Does that make sense? Out of sight, out of mind. And I was bitching about something the other day and I was going off and I was yelling at Dan, not because of Dan, but because of certain things that were happening and certain parts of my frustration, right? And Dan looked at me and he said, Danielle, nothing has changed, right? Nobody has changed. This has been them the whole fucking time, even before, Ed moved in. It took me a minute and I was like, you're right. Maybe it's just me, It's me that's changing. So I'm recognizing the faults, right? I'm recognizing the things that, I'm doing. Me, not anybody else. So it is what it is, you guys. But I preach to you. I still have my feelings, but I preach to you. We took on this role. We can't blame anybody else for not participating, right? We did it, and you can't expect others to do the same. Plain and simple. Oh, Pat, I love that. I love that extra time. And me and Grandpa is my life, So it was funny because in life in general is a learning process, right? Everything's a learning process. Just some of us get it, right? Some of us evolve with the change and others are still stuck without seeing anything but themselves. But I still get frustrated, right? I still get frustrated with that because to me, I would be so different. It's just like the people who expected things from us in the past, right? It's just my nature to just be a better person, I guess, and show my appreciation, right, to anybody who helps me. I have to realize that I can't change people who aren't that way. Just because I am, I can't expect others to be that way, right? But fuck, it pisses me off sometimes. gets me so frustrated, and I have my fucking moments. So everything that I share with you, everything that I show you is real life shit. I talk about real life shit because I don't show everything, but I want you to know, and I want you to understand that it happens. And even though I preach to you, I try to do the same things that I talk to you guys about, right? Because there are things that I'm struggling with. I struggle with the same things. I struggle with not getting angry at people. I struggle with not getting frustrated. I struggle and I make mistakes daily, but I own them and I see them and I know them, right? And it is. And Brooke, that's still something I work on. Not everybody is like me. Not everybody feels the same way I feel. Not everybody sees the same thing I see. And not everybody shows appreciation like I do, right? I know it. But I just can't help sometimes. It just fucking pisses me off. And I share that with you too. Because I'm not going to blow sunshine up your asses and make you think that I have perfected everything. Because everything I talk to you about, I'm still working on. I'm still working on my flaws. And we will always have flaws until the day we die. You know? The idea is that you can appreciate them, you recognize them, and you try to grow from them. That's it. But it still makes me mad. Fuck. And that's what I try to share with you guys. The real truth, and nothing but the truth, about caregiving, life, and the process of evolution of our own self. You know? I feel... I would like to hope, right? That the people who stay here, right? The people who stay here and watch us and support us and, you know, go to bat for us. And I know you guys see that about us. I know you guys see that we don't paint a different picture of, you know, roses and chocolates and sunflowers and birds chirping and everything like that. No. And the realness, I believe, is why you're here, because we try to explain to you the truth. You see our frustrations, you hear them. Well, at least for me, I tell you. And I'm not afraid to share them because that's important for everybody. So I see that when I watch other creators in their journeys. I see that that is different, right? We are much different than they are in a lot of ways. Yeah, the birds chirping. I mean, they really are chirping, but you know. And Big Head, I appreciate that. And I know those of you that are here appreciate my rawness, my realness, and Dan's, you know. I mean, shit, he's opened up a lot more. Thanks, Shirley. I don't think so, Claire. I don't see them. Lee, do it. Make that bed. Well, you all do it for me, too. Even the trolls, I always tell you, I still have to appreciate the you know, the ignoramuses out there, too, because they have also given me a voice of, you know, not standing up for myself, right? Which I've never done before. And so for that, I thank them for giving me some tough skin. Yes, tonight is a live night, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and I am me. And that's what's really important for me and for everybody who follows and supports us is I want you to see my true, authentic self. And I can guarantee you, if you met me on the street, I match up to what you see. That is important to me. And I tell you that all the time. When I started this journey, I told Dan, I said, I needed to fix myself because I didn't want to be that person that was different on camera and off. It's not me. So, oh, it's weird, Tabitha. Well, just know that we're always on between 4:30 and 5 PST. And if we push further away from that, it's because we're dealing with grandpa, or I'm finishing up dinner, and Dan's all, you know, uptight because I'm not ready by 5, and everybody, you know, needs me at some point, and he needs to go. You know, fucking go on, for the love of Pete. You're gonna see my mouth guards. You'll see the boogers. You'll see the drool marks on. I don't give a fuck. You know, that's me. That's what I feel like. It's important to see me through the early morning hours to the late hours. Not much different. Not much different. Other than I pretty much am out of the shower. My right boob's itching again. Shit. And I don't really do much unless I go outside, go out in the world. And for that, I don't really do much either. Let's see what else. It's Wednesday. It's the day of the humpsters. So again, I always say hump away, but you must ask for permission before you do it. Don't just go randomly up to somebody you don't know and start gyrating on their leg or their backside, right? Do I have a career? I used to, but I haven't had a career outside of the home for about 20 years. I've literally taken care of my kids, my family. I've been their taxi, their cheerleader, their laundromateur, their whatever else, their chef. Yes, Grandpa pooed, I think. I try, Shirley. I try. And I think, you know, the same person who does that is Mary and Chris. I feel like you get a true sense of who she is as a person too. She's spicy like me. She takes no shit, and she loves her grandma. They show her love. You know, they're very touchy-feely, kissy, blah, 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 differently, right? But at the same time, you know, she's still, you know, she's doing it at the end of the day. You know, she took that responsibility on, and I do believe that she, you know, I believe she's true. I believe if you saw her on the street, she too would be quite similar to what you see on film. But I don't know, and I don't spend a lot of time watching the others. So, I mean, unless you know something different, you can tell me that. I don't know. So, my past career is I managed a daycare center. When I went to school, I was a manager. I worked in a daycare center from the point that I was 19, going to school, worked in the after-day program, and then stayed in the same location, and then eventually moved my way up and became manager there, and then opened up another facility, a bigger facility, and I managed up to like 40 people, like a manager, if you will, which is pretty much what I am today. I'm a damn good manager. Betty. Oh yeah, I don't know if I know them, Christine. I don't really have I don't have a lot of time during the day. I know you guys probably don't realize, but I constantly move all day long. I might take 45 minutes here and there just to sit down and eat and type or just close my eyes and another, but I really don't spend much time on TikTok. So I don't really have a ton of time to invest in other people and other creators because I'm busy. I some days don't know how, like yesterday, I was nonstop all day long, and I was like, it was 3:30. I was like, where the hell did this day go? Right? Now I have to go and I have to get dinner prepped and salad made and it's just crazy. And it'll slow down when the weather gets grosser and I'm stuck inside. I'll probably have more time to sit and peruse the internet, but as of right now, I don't have time. Just trying to get shit done, I think, for the most part. In my house, I'm just waiting for this next phase, and I'm still cleaning from the first disaster, so it's irritating. So
speaking of that, I've been very uncomfortable with some things within the process of, the cleaning, or the lack of cleaning, or with, the construction. And so I really like my guy. And so one of my biggest issues is not wanting to hurt his feelings, right? It's not wanting to hurt his feelings. I just hate to complain. He's always asking me, well, how did this do? How did this do? Blah, 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 biscuit. And I'm like, oh, everything's fine. Meanwhile, I'm like, no. So I was like, no, I got to tell him. I got to figure out, there's got to be some ways that we need to be better this next time. Keep me from working as hard as I have to, right? Every time people leave my house. And, just quite frankly, some men are better at cleaning than other men, right? And, but come on, you guys, I'm still trying to get paint off my new floors. Yeah. I shouldn't have to do that. Oh, thanks, Judy. Oh, Judy. You said Lee. I misjudged that. Sorry. Lee, yes. Teachers are also people's that are high on my list. Some men. Okay, fine. All men. So, he's always telling me, just tell me, but I just hate it because then I have to deal with the wrath of, the senior guy. He's not pleasant always. And so sometimes I'm like, no, I'll just do it. But it gets to be so time consuming with construction that I said, no, I gotta step up to the plate, right? I tell you guys, use your mouth. Right. Use your mouth. Tell them how you feel. So guess what? I texted him yesterday and I said, practice what you preach, Danielle. Practice what you preach. So I did it. I said, Paul, he texted me and he's like, everything going okay? I'm like, yeah. I said, but remind me, I'm going to make you a list of things that I want to discuss before the next construction chaos. And he's like, okay, no problem. He's really easygoing. But it's just, his dad sometimes. And I love him. I love him, but he's a little huffy, he gets pissy when I complain. But I have a list of requests because I just can't. I was so overwhelmed this last time because all I do is clean up after them. I clean up after everybody, and construction is horrible. Bye, Amy. No, and you're right, SD. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. And so and then Paul gets mad at me because sometimes I'm like, all right, I have to tell you something. And he'd be like, well, I asked you. And I'm like, I know, but I just like him so much that I respect him. But I keep thinking to myself, he's starting a new business, right? This is a new business, and I'm easygoing because that's just me. But you're going to run into this problem. So I try to tell him like that. All right. These are issues I'm starting to have, right? So just FYI, this may not go over well with the next person. So I did it. I practiced what I preached. I stepped up to the plate like a big girl and I said, these are the things, I'm writing them down for you so I don't forget because they're on my mind right now. And I sent it. So I was proud of myself. It is with some people, Poots, and in all honesty, yes, in general, okay, Lee, thank you. I still hate it, but I did it. You guys help me because I always talk to myself and I'm like, everybody expects this. If I'm talking to them, I have to own my shit. So I did it because I don't want to do this shit again. And this project is going to be bigger and it's going to be messier. And we just have to be better at trying to protect things so I don't fucking lose my mind. And, hey, Larry. And I don't think we're going to have Grandpa. I think we are going to have Grandpa, right? So it's going to have to be quicker. It's going to have to be in and out, demolish one day and then put up the next. It's going to have to. I know, Paula. And that's what every time I look my floor, some days I pick my nails and I do it, but it's everywhere. Everywhere. And I'm just like, I just can't. this is the shit I can't deal with on top of everything else. So I did it. I said, we're going to have a talk before the next one. And these are going to be my expectations. Now, you cannot prevent everything, but we could do a better job at the chaos, right? Like maybe putting a runner down, right, on their tracks so you don't get the fucking white footprints everywhere. You can at least try to cover things so that way they don't get the dust on them. Ugh. You know, stupid shit. So, how was my Halloween? We have 3 kids, Lair. 3 kids. 3 kids, Lair. Who's lost? Car2 Shiesty. I'm just talking about owning your shit. I'm talking about everything. I know, you guys, that's why you understand why he's been crying all yesterday. He's been crying. His still eyes are puffy. He's probably still crying in there. Why am I always wearing hats? Because I wear hats in the morning time when I exercise. That's why. And I'm just trying to tell you guys that I'm owning my own shit. Everything that I preach to you, I tell you and I do it even though I don't want to. I told you guys his eyes are puffy. I told you guys his eyes are puffy. Yes, I wear a hat. And then when I wear a hat, I don't want to run like this, right? No, it's uncomfortable for me. And so I have to do it. I can't do it like this because I can't. See, I have different lights that come in here, and the bill reflects, and then my transitioning goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and then I could fall and trip. So I wear it like this when I run on the treadmill because it keeps my hair back and I can see better, right? I can see. A sombrero, that might be a little bit more difficult to run in, but I got one, but no, it's not pleasant to run in. So that's why I wear a hat. I also wear a hat, just so you know, when, you know, I'm outside at soccer tournaments and I don't want the sun on my face because I already have much damage on my face. So I might wear a hat in that, during those moments too, or if it's super windy, because I don't like my hair all over the place when I'm watching soccer. And you can only do this so much before you're like, Mother of God, where's my hat? Yeah, so those are, I mean, enough. Is that enough explanations for hats? I hope so. What's wrong with Dad? He wrote a suicide letter, I guess. Not really a suicide letter, but when he had his heart attack, he was writing a letter to his family for the most part. He was scared. He didn't think he was going to make it, and he wanted to write down everything, his apologies. And so he just was sparked. You know, we have a lot of Steelers. And so somebody had reposted his poem about suicide, right? Not himself, but just in general suicide. And it re-sparked something in him yesterday, and he saw somebody comment, and so he responded because I think she lost a daughter. And so it, for some reason, sparked his creativity, and he found the notes, his goodbye letter. Yeah. Bye, Cindy. Oh, shit, Cindy. So he kind of, it reminded him about his goodbye letter, you know, a personal goodbye letter to his family. I haven't read it yet. I haven't seen it yet because, I mean, I was looking at his eyes all day long and I could not deal with that emotion just seeing him. And what the fuck? He's like, you want to read it? No. You don't want to read it? No. Well, why not? Well, look at your face. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear it. But I'm going to hear it because I have to. But yes, it's sad, you know, it's everything he was feeling, right, at the moment of his heart attack, right? We didn't know what was going to happen at that point. And no, I'm serious. When I see his eyes, I'm like, he's like, just, you want to read it? No. Well, why not? Well, look at you. Well, what do you mean? Your eyes are puffy. I'm not in the mood to cry. For fuck's sake. It's raw. Yeah, it's raw emotion. So he tweaked it a little bit yesterday. And he literally, I know, Heather, right? I mean, it's horrible. And he literally was literally crying all day. I mean, he was literally outside all day. I was taking care of Grandpa. I was like, where is this motherfucker? Because I'm exhausted. I'm trying to get shit done, and I have Grandpa following me around like a puppy dog. Where's my keys? Where's Bill? Where's Josh? Ah! You know? And Dan's just out there crying, talking on the phone, trying to work through his emotions, and he wants me to pull me into it. I have shit to do. No, I don't want to sit and fucking cry. Tim and Tom, for the love of God, no blowers during this time. And then he would come in. You want to read it yet? No! Get the fuck away from me. Ah! I'm so mad. My friend Colin from New York. My friend from Colin from New York sent me this. Yeah, like, I know I'm gonna have to face it, and I know I'm gonna have to read it, but until then, like, no, you're not sucking me into a wall of emotions. I'm so, like, on the verge every day of losing my shit that would just tip me over. He was talking to our Zoom this morning, and he couldn't even, like, barely get through talking to the Zoom. And I was like, fuck, already? It's too early to be crying, brother. Too early. I can't do it. Not today. Yeah. Hello, Faith. He wrote that when he had his heart attack. Yeah. Shit. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. Blah, 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 blah. I had my own emotions during that time, you know. I should write a retort to that letter he wrote to his family. I'm going to write one. You should apologize, you motherfucker. You almost left us because you're fucking past. You're selfish, and selfish. So fuck you and you're fucking sorry. Love, Danielle, your wife. Is that okay? You know, I tried to tell you. And remember that one time I said, you better watch it for your health? You got a family. Oh yeah, that's anger. Sorry. Oh yeah. That's a retort to your fucking emotional outpouring. Yeah. Just think of me when you read it. No, think of me, Nadia. Don't cry. Think of the wife's retort to that. Think about the fucking fuck you retort that I have. It was an angry time for me. It was angry. As most of us who have dealt with something like that, especially when it's self-sabotage, you know? It's not like I didn't watch it. It's not like I had my own issues dealing with that shit. And, you know, still emotional. I mean, I have a heart. Too much bad language? Well, fuck me running. Fuck, I hate when people use too much fucking bad language. Can you fucking believe that? The nerve of some fucking people. The fuck are people thinking when they cuss? I never understood it my fucking self. I try not to cuss every day, and I think I do a good job of not fucking cussing. Oh, am I fucking cussing? Shit. For fuck's sake. Do y'all know fucking cussers? I've never met fucking a cusser in my whole entire life. Most everybody I fucking am around does not fucking cuss. I won't do it. I won't let my kids around it. I will not fucking be around it. No more. I tell people all the time, are you a fucking cusser? And they say, yeah. I said, well, get the fuck out. It's not tolerable here. It says, when you enter in my fucking house, it says no fucking cussing. I'm not fucking funny? Oh shit, I'm sorry. Damn it, I was trying to be fucking funny. and you didn't find humor in it. I'm so sorry. I'll do better. For fuck's sake. I can't. Do you get into dance medication? Medication? Like this? I mean, what's dance medication? This? I don't know. I would never fucking twerk on air. You know, you see those people and they're like, is this twerking? I don't know. My ass ain't jiggling, but my thighs are. I would never show that. You know, that worries me. When people, I'm like, when you watch twerking, are you always fascinated? Because I am. I'm like, nothing's moving. Can you do that again? I mean, I try to twerk. First of all, I have no rhythm. So when I'm twerking, you know, the inner thighs are jiggling. The fucking fat around my knees are jiggling. My love handles are moving side to side. My belly's hanging over and my skin just looks like hangy and shit. But, I can't do it. So is that what, that's dance medication? Yes, I twerk naked around the house, you know. Dan, is this cute? You see all that? You want something to grab onto? No, I don't twerk. But, you know, there's times that I sing to myself. I know you guys don't believe it, but I do sing occasionally to myself, especially when I'm cooking and Ed's driving me nuts and I start breaking out in song. You know, memory care. I'm sending your ass to memory care. Pardon me? Your ass is going if you ask one more time where Bill is. Danielle, where's Bill? I can't hear you. Memory care. Where they'll strap you down in a chair. Memory care. You gotta do what you gotta do to get through, you know? I'm losing my mind today, Edward. What? You, sir, are making me crazy. I'm sorry, I can't understand you. My hearing's bad. I know, that's the point. I don't want you hearing what I'm saying, but I'm going crazy. Yes, sir. Did you want something to say?
Yeah, why don't you watch my video instead of talking about memory?
My God, come show people your fucking eyes.
What do you expect?
Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about?
Come here. Come here. Come here. Look at his eyes. I can't.
What are you talking about?
I bet nurses cope the same way I would too. Look at Dan's eyes.
Go read the comments in the damn for the poem. If your eyes aren't watering, you're not human. Jesus criminy.
I'm going to do my retort to your letter. I'm going to do... Dan!
What?
There's not enough fucking tissue to dry your eyes for the last 24 hours. You're going through my toilet paper like fucking nothing I've ever seen.
Because my nose runs.
I bet. I mean, imagine the doctors too. I know you all do that because I do it. I'm gonna take your head and I'm gonna headbang it. Or mine. Probably more mine. I don't know. Yes. Did you see Dan? I swear to God I can't for him. I don't read the letter. Those fucking onions. The letter is, he put it on YouTube, I think. Is it on YouTube? He said YouTube. YouTube. DSal NorCal 1434. How many years have we been married? Way too long. What defines way too long in a marriage? 5 years, 10 years, anything over 25? I don't know. You tell me. Dan's channel. You got in Dan's flower. Huh? 7 years, 6 months. Fuck. Oh, my memory care ballad changes all the time. Yeah. Memory care. That's where you'll find yourself is memory care. You think these are medication? You just wait, buddy. Take your heart pills. Where's Maureen now? Marlene, whatever her fucking name was. 51 years, yeah. When does it start, elves? When does it start? Like, 15 years in, I was like, fuck. This is a long time. This is way long. Do you know what I was singing the night that he flooded my fucking bathroom the other night? I was kissing Dan goodnight, and I went, oh, fuck. Why is Grandpa's pants down, and why is he trying to clean up the bathroom floor with his pants down, bending over with toilet paper? Toilet paper! Y'all, he had the bidet on. It looked like a fucking flood in my bathroom. Ugh. 10 o'clock at night. And I'm telling you, there was about an inch of fucking water surrounding the toilet. It was everywhere. I mean, he must have had that fucker on, and he was probably like this and like that, and, you know, not knowing what the hell was happening. I don't know how he did not fall, how he turned it off. Everywhere. I have a 100-year-old fucking hutch in there, sopping wet. It was on my fucking ceiling. What was he doing? It doesn't reach that far. That fucker was probably on full blast, and it's like this, and it's going like that, and there's water everywhere. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Toilet paper. So I didn't realize what was happening, right? Because his pants were down, and it was dark, because, you know, Ed doesn't keep lights on, y'all. And all of a sudden, Dan, I said, your dad's in the bathroom. I don't know what he's doing, but he looks like, looks like he's in trouble, right? I didn't realize there was 50,000 gallons of water on my, you wonder why my septic is fucked up? So Dan's like, so Ed's walking back. He forgot to pull up his pants. So he's walking back to the room like this, which is literally 2 feet from his bed. And he's sitting down. He's like, well, I got to change, Dan. What did you do? Why are you wet? It's not urine, he said. Okay, but what is it? And I went back. I thought, shit. I forgot to turn the bidet water on. I was like 3 steps up to my bed, and I went, fuck. I turned on the light. Oh no! Oh no! Dan's like, uh-oh. It's everywhere! Danielle, I think you should turn off the bidet water. You fucking think so? Oh, shit. It's everywhere. And then I felt a drop on my fucking head. I was like, what the fuck is that? The fuck happened up there? Where'd that come from? What the hell? Andrew comes running downstairs. He's like, what happened? He's like, oh shit. I said, how does it get up there? Andrew's like, oh, it does. It sure can. It sure did. Fuck. Yeah. Well, guess what? The bidet, it's funny. It is really funny. It wasn't funny at the moment because I was like, there was so much water. My floors are fucked in there. My floors are fucked. Like, the amount of water in 2 years this man has put on my floors around the toilet, they're buckled. They have to be redone. And they're going to have to be redone because what's happening is because of they're buckled, the smell is staying underneath. And yeah, I have to redo my bathroom. Yeah, it's going to have to happen. And especially after that, like, there's a big buckle in it. I'm like, this is great. Mold, bacteria, smell. Yep. I should check on my septic too. Anyhow, so yeah, you know, just my life. So I sat there in a panic for a minute and I went, what am I going to do? It was in my picture frames. keep on trudging. Keep on trudging. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll end on that note. And I went to use the bathroom to spritz my ass really quick, and I forgot it was off. So, for the love of God. Anywho, I love you guys. Have a great day. Remember, you are important, you matter, and you are worthy, and your feelings are just that. But let's just try to keep our emotional response to a minimum, because sometimes people don't react well to that. Remember, it's all the way you say it, how you present yourself. Don't make enemies. Just sometimes it is okay to walk away, and sometimes it is okay to defend yourself. So keep on shining, you guys. Keep on shining. Keep on thriving. Know that you are a friend that can always count on me, for sure. That's what friends are for. In good times and in bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. Because that's what friends are for. Live tonight, 4:35-ish. It's always about 5-ish and 5:15-ish. I don't know. Sometimes we might surprise you and get on a little bit earlier. But I don't count on it because shit always happens around here. So love you. Have a good day. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to read it. I'm going to listen to it because it's not reading. And I'm going to try not to cry. I'm going to do it. Do you think I can do it? I don't think I can. Fuck. All right, I'm going to get off with you guys, and then I'm going to listen to it. Fuck. Probably cry. Whatever. Ah! All right, bye. Love you. Wish me luck.